Good morning. Unfortunately, it is a bit of a late morning. It's getting on for 10 o'clock now, but you know, such is life. Can't always start as early as you want to. And yeah, I'm down on a big pit. Hopefully I've got until about sort of lunchtime tomorrow, maybe even early afternoon, so I've got a good basically 30 hours, which is fantastic. Don't often get overnight sessions, so I'm really looking forward to this. Now, it's been a while since I've been down. I have done a couple of trips since you last saw me down here, but not a lot really happened, just a few tench and that. And things have changed a bit, the weeds come up, but it's the first week of September, so the fish should be starting to think about winter, and hopefully it's good feeding time of year. So I'm going to give them a bit of bait today. And when I was walking around, you know, I've already done, not a lap, but I basically walked the length of the lake and then the length back up it. I just didn't go down the other bank, because there's quite a few anglers over there. I quite fancied this area and I saw a few others sniffing around, so I thought, right, I'm just going to get in here because we've got a big northerly blowing. Well, not a big one, but yeah, northerly wind, which doesn't often happen. So yeah, really happy to be here where it's blowing into, because it's been southerly for quite a while. So yeah, I'm really fancying this zone. And while I was walking around, I've already seen a guy catch one, so yeah, fingers crossed that happens to us. So I'm just going to have a little lead about, see if I can find some spots that I found a few months ago, and get going. Really looking forward to this session. Feel like we could catch a good carp. Well, after a good lead about, I found what I want, quite close range, about 40 yards, just coming off the island there to the right, a bit of a clear, deeper area. There's a very specific cast where you get very good drops, so might take me a couple of goes to get it, but I think if I do, it'll be worth it. And then I'll put another rod either side of it, get some bait on it. Well, 2 tries is better than 3, that's the way I look at it. For my second rod, not all that bothered where it goes, as long as it's to the right of the first one and I get a bit of a drop, that's fine. Lovely. Now for the good stuff. I'm thinking at least a dozen good full spawns out there. Give them a bit of bait. Well, 12 spawns turned to 15, and it's getting a bit late in the morning now. It's 10:30, so yeah, I'm going to put my house up and then think about what to do with my third rod. So it took a while to decide what I was doing with my third rod. I was going to fish it close in, but I couldn't really find much down there, and I was kind of thinking that my 2 rods out to the right cut off a lot of this inside area, so I've gone long, and at about 70 yards it clears up a bit, so I'm going to put a lone solid bag out there, really test my new rods, put in a big bag, 70 yards, but yeah, I've got to start getting used to it. I don't know. Might do that one again. weed up the line. Well, not a bad, very hard fighting tench there, and I was kind of doubting that cast a little bit, but nah, brilliant. Not the finest specimen, a few bumps and bruises on him there, and looking at his mouth, he's definitely been caught a couple of times before. Bit of a mugfish this one, but still nice to hear the alarm going, and it's not a blank, and it means that the rigs are presented well over that weed, because it is quite a weedy spot I'm fishing on. But man, sometimes you think, needn't worry about it. Great, let's get this fish back and get this rod back out. The wind has really got up, so let's hope I get this rod back out in the first couple of goes, you know. Yeah, really nice that, because you do sort of doubt your presentation a little bit fishing over weed, but you know, I needn't have bothered because that tench took it and had a real good run with it. That'll do. Unfortunately, nothing else has happened since that tench. I was going to have a recast earlier, but kind of fought against it because I want to let my area of water out there be as quiet for as long as possible, because it is the end of the lake, so if I push fish out of here, it could be quite a while before they come back in. However, I am going to recast after I have my tea, just make sure everything's sorted for the night, probably put a little bit more bait out, just put the mini spom on so it doesn't make as much noise, and put a fresh solid bag on that left hand rod there. But yeah, I do really want a carp, so I'm hoping that through the night or in the morning something will happen. Anyway, for my tea, it's chicken korma and rice with a couple of beers. That's lovely. I'm usually more of a Balti man, but there's no facilities here, if you know what I mean, so got to play it safe on the curry strength. And I'll show you how I cook it, how I turn a ready meal into a proper meal on a bank, because I did get asked a couple of times last time I did it, so yeah, I'll show you that now. Yeah, it might surprise you, but you can have lots of different meals on the bank. It doesn't have to be all fried or just add boiling water to. And if you get yourself some cheap ready meals that are kind of like sloppy, so curries are good, spag bowls nice, like, well, any of those sort of pasta and sauce type ones, they're really good. And yeah, just stick it all in some sort of pot that you can put a lid on. That's me pilau rice, no feathers, classic Del Boy. And then stick your curry on. It's like the baby's just shit in my pot there.
Like I say, I'm normally a chicken tikka bolty man. You can find me at Shalimar or Canara or Cardinal Black, that's good. I can't remember the other one I go to. It's annoying. But yeah, love a curry. Got no poppadoms, I've got some bread and butter, so that might have to be my poppadoms tonight. Right. Now you do need to add a little bit of extra water because you're going to effectively kind of boil it. So I'm just going to pour it into here so I get the rest of that sauce out. Get all that in. Now just smash it about, get all the bits of chicken separate. Right then. On the heat. Woo! That is a fresh can of gas. Let it bubble away for a bit. Right, there we go. I think we're about there. Since it's chicken, I gave it a good 10 minutes of boiling away there. So now I've got a nice proper piping hot meal, sort of stuff I'd eat at home anyway, which is really nice. We'll eat this. Nice. Wash it down with a nice IPA. Got the basic punk on today, but I've got a grapefruit one as well, the high wire or live wire, whatever it's called. So that'd be really nice. And fishing on this side of the lake, I'm normally on the other side, but fishing here, I can watch the sunset, so yeah, it should be a nice evening. Man, hope you're recording. Yeah. Absolutely horrible bite there. Kind of just went up, and then came up, dropping back down. So when I was picking up, I ran back up the bank, picking up a slack. Didn't think it was on. But yeah, got another little tench. And unfortunately I swilt. Had my beer and that down me. Fantastic. But yeah, I was just thinking, it'd be about time I wound in and did a recast. So could have timed it better, that fish. But a very polite tench, timing its bite perfectly because, like I say, I was going to wind in anyway, and it's unhooked itself. What a gentleman, because it is a male. Brilliant. If I'm going to wind in, it might as well be with a fish on, even if it is a little tench. But yeah, we'll get everything reset soon. A bit more bait out there. I might not go over bright hook baits tonight, just in case there are tench out there. I'll think about it. Maybe on one rod I'll keep a bright one. Yeah, we'll do that. That's lovely. Get in. Right, I'm going to put the waders on to release this one this time because the last one did get stuck in a weed a bit. So yeah, we'll put the waders on, wade out, give it the express ride home. Fantastic. And it gave me my lead back.
What a fish. Whew, get that out of the way. So with my rods out the way, put the mini spom on, and I'm thinking 10 or 12 of these on the spot. Really top it up, give them a bit more bait, and no doubt those tench have been eating it as well. Yeah, decent dollop of bait with the mini spom. Now, probably a few tries to get these 2 rods over that baited patch. First time. I'll take it. Now there's no way I can do both first time. Let's see. Right over top of your board. And lastly, me solid bag kind of pub chucked out to a clearish area about 70 yards. Just hoping that if fish do get into this big bowl area, there's at least something out there for them to come across. Right, let's hope I hit the clip this time. Just not great. That's everything out. Yeah, I wish my solid bag rod had gone a bit better. Didn't really hit the clip well there, but you know, that's kind of the whole point in it. Felt it touched down, so I'm sure it's presented. But yeah, all that's left for me to do now is have a good tidy up of all this mess here. And yeah, I've got a couple of films downloaded, one more beer to have, and just chill out. Yeah, lovely. Getting darker earlier now, about 8, half 8. Plenty of hours to catch a fish. Need a big carp. Come on. Right, I just blind myself. Tench number 3 there. Annoyingly, I kicked my other rod as well, so I'm gonna have to redo them. Damn it. Hopefully you guys can see me. I'm testing out a new light here. Now I've recast my rods, and I'm gonna weigh this tench because yeah, it's quite it's quite a big one. I don't know. It'd be worth knowing how big it really is. Big black spot on its side. Easily recognisable fish. Right, let's see. Well, not quite as big as I thought. 6'12". Bit optimistic there. I think I'm used to catching small ones this year. There it is. £6.12. So decent tench, and nice to catch, real good run on. I actually thought it was a carp, of course I did. But now everything's reset. So hopefully the next fish will be a carp. They're getting bigger. That's brilliant now. Oh, fantastic, right. Let's get it back. Let's put my waders on again. Okay, it's first light. Excuse me. Yeah, last night I got another little tench and a couple of weird runs and that didn't really come to anything, and I'm putting that down to little tench as well. So I did have to do a fair bit of casting in the night. So I decided to get up at first light and just redo everything, just get some fresh rigs out there, well, fresh hooks, fresh hook baits, and just get everything reset perfectly 100%. Now I can see, and it's a good job I did, because actually just as I was getting up, my left hand rod got done on it, so everything pulled up tight, started going, and then dropped back down, and I didn't think much of it. But I thought, well, I'll wind in anyway, and sure enough, the D on the back of a multi-rig was pulled tight, and the lead was kind of jammed between the arm on the lead clip and a tail rubber, so 100% just got done by something. Again, probably a small tench by the way things are going. If it's a carp with these sort of big agricultural rigs, as Adam Penning would say, once they're hooked, once you get a run, they're on, you know, with a hinge stiff rig like this. No doubt in my mind they do get away with it sometimes, but I think once it goes in, if it's a big carp, it's staying in. There's no way they can shake it loose. Bang. They look brilliant. So double white hook baits, because so far this year these are the hook baits I've caught all my carp on here. They're the Bait Works Sent From Hell. Yeah, don't bring them into your house, trust me. Your missus won't thank you. Or your mister. Right, I'm going to sneak a little bit more bait out with a mini spawn, just maybe 4, because with all this tench action, yeah, you know they've been eating it. And then these are all clipped up, ready to go straight over top, and now I can see what I'm doing. That'll help, because this right hand rod was in a load of weed. I think casting in the night, I must have put it a lot further right than I thought. That's everything reset. Pretty happy with that. The spawns went brilliantly, and free cast to get 2 rods on the spot. Brilliant. Come on, big carp. small tench to start the day. So this little guy starts the day off. Very small tench. I thought I'd show you it because it is quite cute. Huge fins for the size of it. Amazing little fig. Right, rod's already back out, second time. So put the waders on, get this fish over the weed, get back into bed. I'm always really groggy after these sessions, so yeah, I'd like to get a bit of sleep if I could. But I've been looking for, whoa, calm down. I have been looking for fish. Haven't actually seen any, but I did hear one over to my right there, definitely. So I don't know, maybe I've not quite set up on the carp. Right, this guy's pulsing, so let's get it back. I'll be surprised if after all that, it's my solid bag rod that goes. Well, having all that weed on the line did make me think at one point that was a carp, but nah, another tench, and I've got no bags tied up. Well, that's funny because that solid bag has been out there 14 hours at this point. Just goes to show it's presented all that time, just ready. Fortunately, it's a tench. Really thought it was a carp, but still a nice one. Probably my second biggest. 4 pounds, something like that. Right, waders back on, release the fish, new solid bag, get it out there. And then yeah, might not get back into bed this time. Oh, massive weed. Lovely, that's just what we want. Well, I've just hung my net up to dry, then a rod slams around. Another good tench. That was really weird. I've just cast. I was feeling the lead down. I felt kind of like a double bump as if I'd hit a fish. I thought, ah, no, can't be. But then as I went to put the bobbin on, lowering the rod just went round and a pike's hooked fair and square in the corner of the mouth. So I can only think that the rig must have touched down. That was the first bump. And as the pop-up was sinking, the pike just thought, I'll have it. And yeah, that was the second bump. Really weird. It's quite a nice pike as well. So I've got a tench and a pike in the net. Don't know whether to release one. Yeah, I think I might actually release the tench because we've seen enough tench, and then I'll show you the pike. Weird. Well, it won't be long until I'm in full mode for these fish. A couple of months maybe. That's not a bad one. I'd be happy to catch it on a float fish dead bait. I think it was all filled out and winty, looking at an 8 or 9 pounder there. It's got quite a big head on it. But took a liking to a boilie. I think more out of instinct than anything. Probably just saw it fall in and thought, right, I'm having it. Maybe my lead did hit it on the way down or something. But that's awesome. Real cool capture. Great surprise, and yeah, all fair and square in the mouth as well. First one I've ever had on a boilie, I think. Cool. Let's put it back. Real awesome colours on it. Awesome. Right, if you behave yourself for a little bit longer, you can go. Well, unfortunately, that's me out of time. Well, that's everything back in the car now and me on my way. Yeah, I can hardly call it a blank. You know what, 7 tench and a nice pike, but I really wanted a big carp. I can only think that I just wasn't on them, you know. I saw the guy catch one further up here, and in the night I heard one show out this way, but you know, it's too little too late really. And yeah, maybe I should have set up somewhere different and not been so swayed by the wind direction, but you know, that's the consequences of getting there late in the morning and not having the time to properly look around. But yeah, really great session. Nice to do a night, you know. Don't think I've done an overnight session since like May or something, so felt great to do a night by the lake. And yeah, although things are cooling down now and we're gearing up for winter, I think I might be able to squeeze one more night in before it gets too cold. We'll have to see, you know, how work goes and everything, but yeah, fingers crossed I can do another night and get one more big carp before it gets too cold. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hope you're all catching loads of fish, more carp than I have anyway. But yeah, I'll see you next time. Good luck out there.